Disney World closes iconic attractions to make room for new Piston Peak National Park. Magic Kingdom's Liberty Square Riverboat final ride, how to get a wristband for the last voyage. Tom Sawyer Island closing, last days at Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Disney World closes iconic attractions to make room for new Piston Peak National Park. Get ready for a major transformation at Walt Disney World that's bound to stir up plenty of excitement and debate. Starting July 7th, some of the park's most iconic and cherished attractions will close their doors to make way for an ambitious new addition. But here's where it gets controversial. Longtime fans may feel a pinch of nostalgia, and maybe even frustration, as beloved experiences are paused to introduce something completely fresh. Magic Kingdom's Frontierland is saying a temporary goodbye to the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Liberty Square Riverboat. These attractions have been fixtures since the park's early days, with Rivers of America opening in 1971 and the Liberty Belle Steamboat alongside Tom Sawyer Island debuting in 1973. For decades, visitors have enjoyed gentle journeys through scenes inspired by America's frontier past, including a narrated ride aboard the steamboat and adventurous raft trips to the Tom Sawyer Island, which brings Mark Twain's classic tales to life. But all those scenes of early American wilderness and adventure will soon be transformed. Disney has unveiled plans for Piston Peak National Park, an entirely new themed land that promises to be the largest expansion in Magic Kingdom's history. This ambitious project draws inspiration from the vast American frontier and the stunning Rocky Mountains, a mountain range stretching from British Columbia all the way down to New Mexico. Imagine wandering through towering pine forests, marveling at snow-dusted peaks, and feeling the mist of waterfalls and geysers, only now these natural wonders are brought vividly to life within the park. What makes Piston Peak even more special is its unique connection to Disney and Pixar's Cars universe, creating a playful twist on wilderness exploration dubbed the Wilderness. Guests will be able to explore a visitor lodge, a ranger headquarters, scenic trails, and more, all designed with an eye for authenticity and charm. Disney's Imagineers have even incorporated parkitecture, a style that carefully blends building design with the surrounding environment, ensuring the new land feels like a natural extension of the existing park rather than a stark new addition. And if you think that's all, think again. Disney is also unveiling its first ever land dedicated entirely to Disney villains. Situated just beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, this sinister new area promises two headline attractions, themed dining options, shopping experiences, and a dark, elaborate atmosphere on a scale that Disney describes as incredibly twisted. Fans of Disney's darker characters might find this particularly thrilling, but it also raises the question, how far is too far when it comes to integrating villainy into the magic? Other exciting updates include the much-anticipated reopening of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad next year, promising fresh enchantment for one of Magic Kingdom's classic rides. Plus, this summer sees the grand arrival of Disney Starlight on Main Street, set to debut on July 20th, and the Beak and Barrel, a new pirate-themed venue inviting adventurers of all ages to join the fun. With so many changes on the horizon, Disney enthusiasts are left with big questions. Will the new lands live up to the legacy of the attractions they replace? How do we balance preserving nostalgia with embracing innovation? And are we ready for a frontier-themed Cars experience or a villainous takeover of the park? The conversation is just beginning. What do you think about these bold moves by Disney? Share your thoughts and let's dive into the magic together. Magic Kingdom's Liberty Square Riverboat final ride, how to get a wristband for the last voyage. An era is ending at Magic Kingdom, and if you want to be part of the final chapter for a beloved classic, you'll need a golden ticket, or rather, a golden wristband. That's right, folks. As the sun sets on the final day of operation for the iconic Liberty Square Riverboat, cast members are on hand, preparing guests for one last, memorable voyage. They're distributing special wristbands to manage access for what promises to be an emotional farewell ride. The final journey awaits, but not for everyone. While these coveted wristbands weren't available right when Magic Kingdom opened its gates this morning, dedicated cast members in Liberty Square have since begun the process of handing them out. These aren't just souvenirs, they are your boarding pass for the absolute last trip the Liberty Square Riverboat will ever make. The attraction, a staple of the park's landscape, is officially scheduled for permanent closure on July 7th. This means today, July 6th, marks its very last day gracing the rivers of America. This significant change isn't happening in isolation. The closure also impacts the Rivers of America waterway itself and the charming Tom Sawyer Island, which the riverboat famously circles. Disney has even updated the My Disney Experience app to include prominent warnings about these impending closures, ensuring guests are aware before their visit. And, as often happens when major construction looms near the Rivers of America, the Walt Disney World Railroad will also be affected by the upcoming work, with operational notices appearing in the app as well. *** Where to find your golden ticket ***. If you're hoping to snag one of these special wristbands, you'll need to head over to Liberty Square. Cast members are stationed near the riverboat's dock, the very spot where you'd normally board, and conveniently close to the exit of the Hall of Presidents attraction. When our team stopped by around 11 a.m. today, we spotted 2 cast members positioned discreetly to the side of a nearby building. They had a bag filled with the golden wristbands, ready to distribute to eager guests. The good news at that time? There were still plenty available, suggesting that if you're reading this early enough on the final day, you might still have a chance. *** Details on the wristbands and the process ***. So, what do these special passes look like? The wristbands themselves are a striking gold color, featuring the classic Magic Kingdom wordmark printed in white. We also noticed that the wristbands are numbered, although cast members weren't able to confirm the total quantity being distributed. The process is straightforward. If you receive a wristband, you must hold on to it and present it when you return later in the evening to join the queue for the final departure. Guests who successfully obtained a wristband were instructed to return to the same location in Liberty Square at 8 p.m. sharp. However, the cast members wisely added a crucial caveat: the exact time of the final ride could potentially shift depending on local weather conditions. It's always wise to keep an eye on the sky and listen for any announcements. ***, the reason behind the farewell. And here's where it gets controversial. ***. The Liberty Square Riverboat, affectionately known to many as the Liberty Belle, has been operating with extended hours leading up to this final day, running from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, July 6th. As mentioned, the Liberty Belle, the Rivers of America, and Tom Sawyer Island are all closing permanently on the same date. ***, but why is this classic, tranquil part of Magic Kingdom being retired? ***, this is the part that has sparked considerable debate among fans. The official reason given is to make way for a significant Tom Sawyer Island closing, last days at Disney World's Magic Kingdom. The end of an era. Tom Sawyer Island closes its doors at Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Imagine strolling through a tree-lined stretch of Frontierland and Liberty Square, surrounded by the sights and sounds of a bygone era. For decades, Tom Sawyer Island has been a beloved attraction at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, inviting guests to escape the hustle and bustle of the world's most visited theme park and slow down. But all good things must come to an end, and Sunday, July 6th marks the final operating day for Tom Sawyer Island, Liberty Square Riverboat, and Rivers of America. A brief history of Tom Sawyer Island. Tom Sawyer Island is a replica of the island from Mark Twain's classic novel, where Tom and his friends would often explore and have adventures. The island has been a part of both Disneyland and Disney World since their opening days, but its attractions didn't open until later. Disneyland's version, personally designed by Walt Disney, was given a pirate overlay in 2007. Meanwhile, Disney World's Tom Sawyer Island has been a staple of the Magic Kingdom, offering guests a chance to explore the island's dusty dirt roads, whirling mills, and creaky suspension bridges. Why is Disney closing Tom Sawyer Island? The closure of Tom Sawyer Island is part of Magic Kingdom's largest expansion to date, which includes a new Villains Land and a new Cars-inspired area called Piston Peak National Park. The space where Tom Sawyer Island is now will be replaced by a new area that will be different from the Radiator Springs setting of Cars Land in Disney California Adventure. Imagine an awe-inspiring wilderness filled with towering trees, snow-capped mountains, breathtaking waterfalls, roaring rivers, and impressive geysers. Inside Piston Peak, guests will be able to see and explore the Visitor Lodge, Ranger HQ, trails, and more, all set within the Disney and Pixar's Cars universe. What's next for Piston Peak National Park? Disney Imagineers will use a style of architecture developed by the National Park Service to blend structures into Rocky Mountain-inspired Piston Peak, and trees will serve as a natural border between an off-road rally attraction and the rest of Frontierland and Liberty Square. Concept art shared by Disney shows water will also remain a prominent part of the landscape. While some may be sad to see Tom Sawyer Island go, the new Piston Peak National Park promises to be an exciting addition to the Magic Kingdom. A new era for Magic Kingdom. The closure of Tom Sawyer Island marks the beginning of a new era for Magic Kingdom, one that promises to bring even more excitement and adventure to the park. With the addition of Piston Peak National Park and a new Villains Land, guests will have even more opportunities to explore and experience the magic of Disney. But here's where it gets controversial: will the new areas be able to live up to the nostalgia and charm of Tom Sawyer Island? Only time will tell. What do you think? As the Magic Kingdom continues to evolve and change, we want to hear from you. What do you think about the closure of Tom Sawyer Island and the introduction of Piston Peak National Park? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below.